Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is your boy Sinister here, bringing you another gaming interview. Myself is Sinister, and before but introduce my guests, like if you enjoy our content, be sure to hit that like button. So now I'm gonna go ahead and let the guest introduce himself.
Okay, thanks. First of all, thanks, Sinister, for inviting me.
Uh-huh.
Well, my name is Hernando Salom. I am the CEO of Salam Bros, an indie study, a young indie study here from Colombia. We are working right now in some very good stuff. We want the goal to make one of the good grades in the studies globally.
All right, all right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Basically, like one of the first questions, that we spoke about before, going on air. Uh, basically, how was life down in Colombia? Because I know that some of you wanted to share.
Well, yeah, right. I don't know if maybe no everyone in the world knows the local situation here in Colombia. Right now, we are in a very bad situation because many people are in the streets protest because the government have this country with a little bad situation about the resources, about try to make some laws, some very bad laws, but all the people are resisting in the streets. But I just want to the people that are seeing this right now, knowing that here in Colombia, we have in a very good, strong situation against the government because they are in a very bad situation against us. They are using all the force. Actually, we have so many people killed by the forces of the government, and we have more than 300 people disappear right now. So this is a very bad situation, and I only just want to everyone to see this, know the situation of Colombia, and if you want to know more about it, you can only share, you can only Google the now, or go to Twitter when the communication has less censorship. Just that.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. And now we can get to the probably the gaming part of it. Well, actually, we probably start from the beginning. Like, I'd say, for example, when did you start playing video games?
Wow. So play video games. Actually, my first console was an Atari 260 and 2600.
Uh,
Back in the time. I know I look very young, but actually I am nearly to 40s.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that was my first console. So basically, I'm in my 40s. So that's
Yeah.
good to know.
And well, from that, I started playing those old titles. Of course, the everyone hates AT.
ET.
Yeah, but I never stopped playing. I get the Nintendo before after that, and the Super Nintendo, and then when I get my first very good PC, I start with the games on PC.
Uh-huh,
But I always love the consoles, so I am getting playing in Sony and PlayStation.
uh-huh.
My last console was a PS4 actually,
Okay.
and right now I want to get in my head PS5 and of course the Xbox and of course the Switch. I'm really geek about all the consoles, but I spend more time right now on the PC because it's more easily get the video games, and of course with a very good PC that I need to work developing games.
Okay.
You can play very good games. Maybe you need to get the consoles only for the exclusives and
Right.
for
Right.
the sentimentally that gets playing in the console too.
I mean, things minds think alike because I'm pretty much like multi consoles, like the ones that you mentioned. I grew up playing the same ones, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, up to the PC. And
And
yeah,
my partnership in this study, Salom Bros.
uh,
Of course, the name of of the study is Salom Bros because my partnership is my brother.
oh,
I am
okay,
Hernando Salom. My brother is Leonardo Salom.
okay,
Very similar names.
oh,
I
okay,
am the part of the development. I am an assistant engineer. My brother is an artist, and his
okay,
first console was an Xbox actually.
okay. Well, that's cool. Which one is the older of the two? Are you or him? Oh, sorry, they. Oh, sorry, folks. So like he's muted on his end.
Hello?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Something happened with my plug here. Can you
Okay.
hear me well?
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
can hear you now.
I am the older. My brother
Okay.
is very young. Exactly for that, his first console was an Xbox, and my first console was an Atari.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, basically like my brother, he started out playing games, and of course I emulated off of him, and basically I took over where he left off. So it's cool that we keep that legacy going. But since you already mentioned about like the Salam brothers, like, that's very cool that just started making your gaming company for it. My question is like, what was the first game project that you and your brother worked on?
Actually, our first project, well, everything started something about 3 years, a little more.
Okay.
And our first project is actually our very principal project right now. We start with a very ambitious goal. We want to create one of the top 10 Metroidvanias game, top 10 2D Metroidvanias games. And we are talking about something of the quality the games like Hollow Knight, like
Okay.
Blasphemous, like the Ori. We know that we are very young in the industry,
Hmm.
but doesn't matter. We say it's everything or nothing, and we start with that game. And
Right.
right now is our principal game. We are working in this game for about 3 years, from the early concept and recently our first alpha. The last
Okay.
month, actually, we released the first alpha. But of course, in that time, we are working in some little games. One of that was Dr. Money Little Hospital, was
Okay.
about the COVID situation, especially the part of the personal and the medical personnel need to work with his nails because they don't have all the resources to work against this situation, especially here in Colombia.
Uh huh.
And we work in this game, and actually that was one of the finalists on big festival, and that is a very good festival in Brazil
Okay.
in the category of social matters, big impact. And after that, we made another game called Ohara Skin. That game was against the deforestation.
Mhm.
And with that game, we won the second place on Campus Party.
Oh, that's great.
And we make another two little games. One of that is called Madre Monte. Is against the hunters.
Okay.
And the last one was called Inner Demons, and this game is about mental illness. Something like anxiety, depression, and stuff like that.
Right.
And like you can see, always we try to make our games with social impact. We know that is something called a serious game, but we actually don't want to make serious game. We want to make commercial games, but
Right.
with this very social impact in these commercial games. And our first project, our principal project, is called Ego Pollution Madness, and that one is that we want to create and make that very top 10 Metroidvania games. But we want to create some spectacular game with
Mhm.
some awesome graphics, explosion, emotion, and all that stuff. But
Right.
with this very important message about the pollution problem, and
Mhm.
that is something like our goal, a game that get very successful, commercial successful, and many players around the world, and the players enjoy very enjoy playing the game, but actually they get this message, something like a subliminal message
Right.
that just play the game, enjoy the game, finish the game, and they don't know how they get this message about the pollution, and maybe they start make something better for the planet. Something
Okay.
like that is our goal.
Okay. Yeah, like my other question is like, where did the inspiration come from? Like, or better yet, who came up with the idea behind the game? Eco pollution madness.
Actually, I need to say that back in the time was an ant. This ant talked with us, and we are talking about that what we want to make, and we got the idea to make video games and something like that. But was this ant that told us why don't you play, why don't you make something about the environment, something about the pollution problem? And then my brother and I look at our size and say, well, that is a very good idea. Why not make some game that actually get all the emotion of the game, and with the goal to get one of the temps and one of the top 10 of the games, but with a very good message about that. Not only just emotion, something.
Wow, that's good to know. Yeah, I had a chance like to peep like a real early clip of it, like to see how it is. Like, it looks like a mix like an action platformer, things like that. Like Super Mario, like some like the platformers like from the '80s up until now, like stuff for the 8-bit era, the 16-bit era. It's like, was that like the look that you're going for, the look and the feel of the gameplay?
Yep. We want to create something, of course, with the essential of the Super Metroid, Castlevania.
Oh yes.
Uh, right now, of course, the alpha is something very conceptual, and you only get that kind of experience, that platform action. But the goal is for December get a very good vertical slide where the players can actually get the experience of a very good Metroidvania with some exploration, free exploration of the world, more scenarios, of course, some fights against bosses, and of course, get improved the character. The name of the character is Proto. Is a little young man, but a badass one.
Okay.
He have a very cyberpunk style, and he has his arm. He has a prosthetic arm, a cyberpunk prosthetic arm, and
Uh-huh.
he is fighting against the pollution monster with his yo-yo and his arm. He have two qualities: the magic of the spirit of the life, who chosen him to fight against the monster, and for other side, he has a very good friends with provides with technology. Actually, this friends is inspired on Tesla, Nikola
Okay.
Tesla, and we try to get that message too, that actually technology can use in a very good way, that can help the environment, can help the planet.
Okay, that's cool. But like this game, like even though it's in an early alpha, like in the finished game, like how many levels do you expect to have in there?
Well, like I say, in a something style, in this style Metroidvania, we want to plan it, or we were already design it, five principal stage.
Uh-huh.
Every one of these stage is about some problem of the pollution. One is about the smoke. One
Hmm.
is about the problem of the garbage on the rivers.
Uh-huh.
One is the problem about the oil in the ocean.
Hmm.
And the other two is about the deforestation for fire.
Uh-huh.
And the last one is about that actually is represented right now in the alpha, is
Right.
about the problem of the minery.
Right.
And of course, this is all together in in one big world that you can explore in free way. But for you can explore the big world, you need to
Okay.
get need to get the abilities that can permit you can explore the world, and you can get these abilities in some ways.
Okay.
maybe beating some bosses, or maybe exploring and getting some chests, or
Okay.
maybe talking about some NPCs and get some mission. And when you get the mission finished, you get
Mhm.
some improve that give you some ability that can give you more exploration in the world.
Okay, that's cool. I was like, are they gonna have like any shops like like upgrade weapons, like to replenish your ammo, that kind of thing?
Exactly. Yeah, you got the arm, the mechanic arm, and
Uh
you
huh.
got many stuff for the arm, many arms, many stuff that can give you, for example, hack some doors, or for the other way with the magic you can the yo-yo, and you can with the yo-yo get some abilities for fighting or for moving, for platforming better, and maybe stuff like dash, like double jump and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, yeah, it seems like the way you explain everything seems like it's like almost like Captain Planet, kind of like just like you probably like you mentioned the environmental issues. Yeah, constantly remind me of Captain Planet back in the '90s, except this time it's
Yeah.
like in a cyberpunk kind of world. But I mean, yeah, it seems like does it have like a linear path, or can you just choose where you want to go, or do you have to like stick to this path before you can branch out?
You can choose where do you go, and actually, the final of the game depends of what kind are your choices in the game. Of course, you can get a very linear way to the final of the game, but when you get there and you get that final, it's the more simple final that you can get. If you want a better final with more emotion, with more plot, with more history, you need to get more involved in the game, get the missions for the NPCs,
Okay,
exploring more the all the world, get more stuff, and of course, we are designing a lot of Easter eggs and all that kind of stuff.
okay,
And we are talking about that we estimate something like 8 hours of playing the game if you
okay,
play the game in a very good in a very linear way.
okay.
But if you want to complete the game with all the stuff, with all the Easter eggs, with all the bosses,
Uh-huh.
the bosses that you don't need to forget the really one, the really one final of the game. We estimate something like 20 hours, 25 hours of the game.
Okay. Yeah. It seems like from the gameplay, I see like there's some parts that are very challenging. But how's the difficulty on there? There's like somebody like someone to start out to play. Is there like have like an easy mode, like for anybody who wants to really challenge? Is like a normal mode for anybody who wants an extreme challenge? Is there like a hard mode or things like that?
Uh, Actually, my brother is the level designer and all that stuff,
Mhm.
and he want that the game was really heavy, and I
Right.
need to talk with him and say it. Okay, but less a
Mhm.
little the difficulty, because we want more players of the game. Of course, we want the more talent players of the game, and
Right.
maybe that's one that they get very emotional and very compromised with the game, and get his streaming, and he get some something that they need to playing very hard.
Right.
But I think the difficulty is not that you can select. It's more something that in the game,
Right.
if you want a very easy game, you want with the path that is very linear. If
Right.
you want a good with more hard style, you need
Right.
to explore all the world and get more difficulty with all the stuff that you can get in that stuff if you want that difficulty. But if you are a player more casual, that only you want to get something more enjoyable and easy, you get the plan the linear game.
All right. That's good to know. I say like at like this game, it does successful. It's like, do you ever plan to do like DLC on there to say, hey, this game's successful. It's like,
Actually, yes.
mhm,
Right now we have three DLCs designed for before for after the game, and also we have the not designing an early concept for an spin-off of the game. We know some of the NPCs that is in the game is another like I said before, the main character is Proto, is this young man, but
right,
one of his friends, one NPC, is called
okay,
Mascalini. Is a little girl, and this girl is a hacker, a very talented hacker, and
okay,
he and she is helping Proto with all that stuff about hacking doors and all that kind of stuff. We have a very early concept around and a spin-off with this girl, making some game with some plot, with a social plot.
right,
Right now, Ego Pollution Man is of course about the pollution problems. With
right,
Mascalini, we want to create something more social, more with the social problems, all that
right,
stuff about the internet, the social media, and how, for example, some people can use in a bad way the social media to silence other people, censorship other people,
right,
and control the people.
right. I mean, it's kind of cool. You kind of throw those real world elements in there, and it's cool. Like like you saying, like this main character, he's great at doing this ability, and then you got this girl. She's great at hacking. So basically, they can help each other out. It's like, hey, depend on each other's strengths, and and cover each other's weaknesses. And that's a cool concept. And of course, another question is, what do you think you plan to release this game?
Well, right now we are working in get this very good vertical slide, and the idea with this vertical slide is get the a very good partnership with some publisher. But of course, we want to create a very top 10 Metroidvania. But if we really want to create that game, we need some help for that. We
Right,
need a very good muscle that give us the resources to get more people involved in the project, and of course all the stuff that need like QA, localization, and all that stuff. So
hmm,
we are planning something. We got some budget and all of that stuff, and we are planning when we get this partnership that
right,
we estimate that get this partnership early the next year.
mhm.
We estimate they spend 2 years of the developer of the game. So we are calculating, estimating in a good way, maybe in 2024 release the game.
Okay. Say like you do get your publishing, like, is there like any platform or platforms that you want to put it on, in your mind, like, I would say, for example, like for PC, you probably want to start with PC. You probably want to put it on Steam or Epic Store or things like that, or
Right,
probably
right
later on.
now,
Now, hmm,
right now we are working on Unity, developing the game. We know that the biggest place is of course Steam, so the principal goal is Steam. But we actually want to release the game on PC and on the three principal consoles, at
okay,
least Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, because we love the versatility that get more people involved, and we know that not all the players, not all the gamers play on PC. Many
right,
players play in only one console. Many players play only Nintendo Switch, for example. So
hmm,
we want the game on at least these three principal consoles too.
oh, yeah, that's always great, like, to get it out there, because I mean, because probably word of mouth is, hey, look, probably want to check this game out. It's like, it's on multiple consoles, so anybody can play it on their system of choice. So that's
Exactly.
awesome. And so pretty much like you put on many consoles, then like I said, it succeeds. Probably open the door like for possible future games, or probably like a different game, stuff like that. Like say like a sequel to this one. It depends how well it does, and possible like different games after that. Like um,
Yeah,
but
the idea is actually get a really an expanded universe about ego, and all the concepts that we are created about ego pollution madness.
okay. Um, And my other question is like, is there's like any other game ideas, like say like your brother or probably you want to do, aside from Ego?
Well, another stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I want to mention it that here in Colombia we are on a very good and a very young industry on video games.
Uh-huh.
Myself and my brother are working about 3 years, but another people are working for more years.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if it's this month or the next month. Actually, one of very good games I think is released on PC and many consoles. This
Okay.
game is called Crystals, and this game
Crystals.
is making for some people here in Colombia, so very good people working in the industry, and they working with this publisher modus. I don't know, maybe some people know right now the game because was show in the direct in Nintendo Direct that
Uh-huh.
last month, and it's something that is very good for us here in Colombia because that saying the message that here in Colombia is possible make very good games, very good standard game, very good top games, and I don't know, something like that is something for make me proud because maybe I don't work in this project, but it's some people that I know, and it's made me very happy that they people get this success right now. We are working to make our success for these people.
Okay. Oh yeah. Before I continue, I just want to say shout out to Red Infamy. He said Chris Tells is dope and he had a chance to watch at PAX East. That's good to know. I mean,
Yeah, this game is making here in Colombia.
it was good to know. And she says it's great to see more Hispanic game devs. Hey, no
Thanks.
doubt. So, all right. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all. That's all the questions I have for you now. Yeah. Before we close out, hey, you want to give that like a shout out to anyone, and also before you give your outro, like tell the fans out there where they can find you, like like on
Of
Twitter or
course.
social media.
Everyone that wants to follow our work, we are in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you just need to put Salom Bros like here in my screen, and you can find us like that in every one of these places. Even we have a little channel in YouTube, but this we only use it actually for the play gameplays and trailer for the little games that we are made, and the gameplay that the principal project Ego Pollution Madness. And of course, if you want to play and give us some feedback about our alpha,
Yeah.
you can find the alpha in issue. Just put Salon Bros on issue and you get it.
Okay, that's cool. I was like, to those out there, do you have like a YouTube channel where they can find you?
Salon Bros too.
Solid Bros. Okay, everything's Solid Bros. That's good to
Everything
know.
is Salon Bros. Is very
Okay,
easy,
okay, yeah,
and we don't know another company or another thing called it like this. We are the only Salon Bros here.
okay. And like I said, it's great to honor, to interview you, and I made great insight, and I definitely want to try this game out whenever it drops. And
uh, I am really appreciate the opportunity that you give us, Sinister, with the interview. It's very nice this space for an indie developer to can talk about his project and his history.
right. No doubt, no doubt. And of course, everyone, I'm Sinister of the Gamer section. Of course, you can find me on my social medias. My Twitter handle is right there on the screen, Conshoot19. And you can also find my Instagram at Sinister1019. And of course, oh yeah, before we go, is like I say, shout out to Red Infamy. And she says, I'm going to play the alpha and check it out. Thanks for helping me discover this deb and game. Appreciate it. Going to help cover it too. Stand up. All right.
Thanks a
Hey.
lot.
And then she says, she would love to interview you too. So,
Thanks a lot.
yeah, no, I appreciate the great interview, Red Infamy. And of course, I'm going to close out. Like I said, I gave out my social medias. Like I said, Twitter is Country19. That's on the screen. Instagram is Sinister1019. Of course, you can follow, me and Kano on the gamers section. We do our podcast every Sunday, every week. I'll definitely be back this Sunday. And of course, I'm going to close out. Yeah, that's a Sinister. It's been a great interview. Be sure to drop that like, drop your comments down below. Like I said, y'all take it easy, y'all.
See you later.
All right.